third one that's turned me down today. The only way I'm going to get a loan to buy the coupe is to rob a bank.
I suppose you're thinking about doing that, too.
What?
Never mind.
You don't even seem to care that I could miss out on a chance to get this place.
You're lucky I'm even talking to you, Ruby.
Because of the letter?
Darn right it's because of the letter.
Billy Joe, I told you why I wrote it.
That's not good enough, Ruby. You never should have done it in the first place. If Vicki Bellman ever got wind of it, she wouldn't stop to ask the reason as to why you ruined her husband's political career.
Where are you going?
I'm getting something to eat.
I just got to get this money. I just got to. All right, 272.
Marshall Ranch, Lurleen speaking.
Hi, Lurleen. This is Ruby.
Hello, Ruby.
I just called to see how you're doing.
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to stay very long the other day when I came over. But I just wanted to tell you how sorry I felt about your granddaddy.
I appreciate your coming by, Ruby. It was real thoughtful of you.
Well, I figured it was only right. I mean, you have been into the coop a few times, and we know each other.
Thank you. Is there something I can do to help you, Ruby?
Well, actually, I was kind of thinking I could help you.
What do you mean?
I was wondering if you're going to be busy today.
No, not really.
Well, I know how sad you must be feeling out there at the ranch all by yourself, and I thought maybe you'd like to get away for a little while.
Oh, I don't know, Ruby.
Oh, it'd be good for you, Lurleen. Why don't you come down and visit me at the coop?
Can I get you something more, Mr. Wheeler?
Not for me, Vivian.
It's very good, Vivian. You're welcome.
Well, what are you planning to do today?
Oh, not much of anything. I think I'll just take it easy.
You've been rather busy ever since you arrived, haven't you?
Yeah, Houston certainly turned out to be more exciting than I expected.
That Harper episode take a lot out of you?
The opposite. No, I'm just sorry poor Lurleen lost her grandfather.
Yes, that little girl certainly has had her share of troubles, hasn't she?
Yeah, and that money isn't going to be much consolation, knowing it was Justin Marshall who bought the place.
Good morning, Vivian. Mr. Wheeler. Oh, there you are. Good morning.
Rita.
Good morning.
Hi.
Well, you look cheerful.
I have reason to be. Have you seen the newspaper this morning?
No, not yet.
Page 9.
Well, can't you just tell me?
You better read it. We've got something that'll nail Justin Marshall's hide to the wall.
You didn't have to come into work today, darling. You must still be shaken with what happened between Bubba and you last night.
Well, that's exactly the reason why I'm glad I'm here. I don't have to think about it.
You're never going to have to worry about Bubba again. He's never going to be in our lives again. I can guarantee that.
Let's don't even talk about it, okay? It's all over with. And I needed to be here anyway. I've got a lot of work to do.
Work can wait. I have a surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
Well, I was going to wait for a little while, but this is a good time to let you know.
Let me know what?
I'd appreciate it if you'd knock before you came barging in here, TJ.
You haven't read the paper this morning yet, have you?
No, why?
Well, I'm anxious to see how we're going to get out of this one.
What are you talking about?
Read it.
Damn.
What is it? What is it, Justin?
The franchise owners of the Ace High stations are getting an injunction to stop the sale to Marshall Oil.
Hey there, pretty lady.
Hi, Bo.
Say, you look a little down.
Yeah, I am.
You want to tell me about it?
No.
Say, I'm free tonight if you want to go out somewhere.
No, I don't think so. Not tonight. Maybe another time, okay?
This isn't one of your little games now, is it?
What?
Well, you said that we'd go out together soon. When soon?
Oh, I don't know, okay?
Okay, no problem. I'll tell you what. When you're ready, why don't you just let me know?
Sure.
Maybe I'll see you at the coop tonight.
What does that creep want?
Nothing. We were just talking.
About what?
Nothing.
Hey, what's bothering you, Elena? Is Bo coming on to you?
No, Ricky, it's nothing to do with Bo.
Well, then what is it?
Joe was sentenced today. He's going to Huntsville prison for 6 months to a year.
Hey, well, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, come on. How could that be good? He's going to prison.
Elena, it could have been much worse. He could have been sentenced for a lot longer.
I know, but I was hoping.
Hoping what?
I don't know, hoping that he'd get off completely.
Hey, come on, cheer up. Look, before you know it, the year's going to be up and he's going to be back home.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but I don't know. I'm just worried about what's going to happen to him while he's in prison.
Joe is going to be all right. He's tough. He can take care of himself. I'm not worried about Joe. I'm worried about you.
Why are you worried about me?
Because you're making a mistake leading Bo on like that.
I've got my reasons, Ricky.
Elena, you're playing a dangerous game. He is a thug. Now, I don't want to see anything happen to you.
I am not going to stop until I find out what Bo has on Ruby.
Why are you doing this, Elena?
Because I am going to drive Ruby and Bo out of Houston if it's the last thing I do.
Stop the sale. Can they do that?
They're going to try.
I don't understand. How can they do this?
It's very simple. They just go to court and do it, Ashley.
But why?
Evidently, the station franchise owners expected to receive a share from the sale, but it never came.
Did you know about this, Justin?
No, I swear I didn't.
Well, now, what's going to happen if they get this injunction?
It could mean that Marshall Oil is going to be stopped before it even gets started, unless we can come up with a big chunk of money.
I'm sorry, I still don't understand. I thought that the sale was final.
Now, there is no reason to panic.
We'll come up with the money.
This is my responsibility, TJ. Just keep your nose right out of this.
My nose is already in it. I'm working here, too. Remember, I want to help.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any ideas?
Justin, you got enough money to pay these guys off?
There's no way that they can get the injunction. The sale is already final.
Yes, they can. There's a precedent.
What precedent?
The courts have ruled that if you buy a chain of stations from franchise owners and you make no provisions to pay the debts of those franchise owners, forget it. Now, if the franchise owners of Ace High were led to expect something from the sale of their company to you, we're in big trouble because that's considered a debt that has to be paid.
Well, you're sure full of good news this morning.
Those are the facts, Ashley. We've got to face it.
If I only had more time.
Well, from the sounds of their attorney, he's not going to allow you any more time. Look, we've got to do something fast. Because without that Ace High chain, Marshall Oil's going nowhere.
TJ's right. We have to have that chain. This whole company is built on that chain.
I'm securing leases based on the purchase of Ace High. Now, if the people I've been talking to ever get wind of this, well, they're going to swing right back over to World Oil. Now, you never answered my question. Do we have any capital to pay these guys off?
I'll get it one way or the other.
Justin, though, we've got to have a more secure...
TJ, would you leave me with my husband to talk, please, alone?
Sure.
We don't have the money, do we?
Well, this is just a threat of an injunction, Rena.
It's going to happen, Grant. There's no way Justin can get that much money. And I'm going to see to it that this little mistake puts Marshall Oil under for good.
Well, he could do a little fancy footwork there and still hang on to Ace High Stations.
Well, I think I intend to do a little fancy footwork myself.
Like what?
Like seeing Mr. Porky Doyle.
The station operator's attorney?
That's right.
Well, how do you plan to approach him?
I'm meeting with him this afternoon in my office. I'm going to let him know that World Oil could be interested in picking up the A-side chain.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan, Rena. Well, I just want to make sure that you are not 100% motivated by your dislike for Justin.
I'm not. Don't worry about that. But putting Justin under will certainly be a nice little coup for me, wouldn't it? Now, Grant, I got to have your approval so I can tell Doyle that we're interested.
You've got it. We need a distributing arm, and Ace High is perfect.
That's all I wanted to hear. I'll see you later at the office. Bye, Brent. I'm sorry we didn't have a chance to talk. Sure.
Dad, what do you think of her?
Oh, I think she's... What kind of a question is that?
I hit a nerve.
I'm going to work.
I like her a lot, too, Dad.
We'll talk about that a little later, right? Mrs. Bellman?
Yes.
We haven't been properly introduced just yet, but I'd like to take this opportunity to do it if I may. My name is Bo Baker. I'm the assistant producer on the new Billy Joe Wright show.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Baker.
You can call me Bo, ma'am. Mrs. Bellman.
I'm in a hurry right now, Mr. Baker.
That's Bo, please.
Is it important?
Well, I came up with some ideas for the set, and I'd really like to talk them over with you.
I really don't have the time right now, Mr. Baker.
Well, then perhaps I could make an appointment with your secretary, because I really would like to know what you think.
Mr. Baker, if you have any ideas for the show, I suggest you share them with the producer. I'll discuss it with him. I deal with the people in charge, not their assistants. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hi there.
Hey,
Am I interrupting anything?
I could use an interruption right now. Come in.
Thank you.
What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was just in the neighborhood and I... No, that's not really true. I came over because I thought you might like to have lunch with me.
Oh, I'd love to, but I've got too much work to do here.
Okay. Well, how about dinner then? You still owe me a dinner at the boathouse, remember?
I haven't forgotten. I'm not putting you off, Paige. It's been hectic around here.
It's okay, don't apologize, I understand. Maybe we can have dinner sometime soon.
Yes, soon.
Have you heard from Dennis?
He called yesterday.
How does he like New York?
He says it's wonderful. He's following up the leads that Vicky gave him. Says he's anxious to get back to work again.
Good. Glad to hear he's doing so well. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you about, Elliot. Did you read the paper this morning?
Yeah.
Did you read the article about Ace High?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
Well, I was wondering with your news sources if you had heard whether the injunction might go through or not.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Do you think it will?
Well, it's difficult to say. It's a complicated situation.
I'm just worried about Justin. I know Ace High means so much to him. I'm afraid if he loses it, Marshall Oil may fold.
Well, if Justin's company is on shaky ground, its demise can't be blamed on Ace High.
Well, the oil business is like that, Elliot.
Well, maybe it's only like that for some people.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
I don't think we should get into it.
No, I disagree. I think we should.
Oh, what's the sense? I've tried to make friends with Justin. It won't work. I don't like the way he does business.
There is nothing wrong with Justin's business tactics, Elliot.
They don't wash with me.
I happen to be very proud of the way what my brother's done for my family name.
It's none of my business. Please don't get involved with him. You might get hurt.
Well, I appreciate your concern, but I don't happen to agree. And I think if you were really concerned, you might give me a call sometime or come by the shop.
You're right, Paige. You're right. I should call more often, but it has been busy here.
Oh, too busy to pick up a phone? Well, I've been busy too, Ellie. I'm going to go now. I wouldn't want to keep you from your keyboard.
Paige, please don't go yet.
Well, does Marshall Oil have the money to pay those people?
I'll take care of it, Ashley.
We don't have the money. That's what you're saying,
Ashley,
isn't it?
Justin, I want to talk to you.
Doesn't that secretary ever stop anybody from barging in here?
I just didn't want to give you the chance to slip out the back door.
Grandma, now, is that a nice thing to say? We're always glad to see you. Aren't we, Ashley?
Just blarney, Justin. I want some answers.
About what, Grandma?
I want to know what you're up to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do, Justin. You bought the Harper place.
What?
And you're planning to do something with it.
The Harper place. What is she talking about?
Hey, Billy Joe. Where's Ruby?
She's in the office over there. How's Lena doing?
Yeah, she's a little down today. Joe got sentenced.
How'd it go?
He got a year in Huntsville.
She's unhappy about that?
Yeah, she was hoping he'd get off completely. I told her he was pretty lucky.
Yeah, I thought so too. Thanks.
Billy Joe, there's something I think you should know.
What's that?
Elena's out to get Ruby.
What are you talking about?
Elena still thinks that Ruby's responsible for what happened to Joe. She swears she's not going to quit until she drives both Ruby and Bo out of town.
I just wish everybody quit lumping the two of them together.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen unless Bo stops hanging around her the way he does. Elena's sure that Bo has something on Ruby.
Like what?
Well, I don't know, but she's trying to find out.
Do you think she's right?
Well, yeah. I mean, think about it, Billy Joe. Why else would Ruby give that no-talent creep a job on the show?
Well, maybe he's a talented creep.
Oh, come on. You don't believe that any more than I do. Look, Ruby is too sharp a manager, and she's got a pretty good eye for talent, but every time I ask her about this guy, all she can say is he's my client.
What are you trying to say here, Ricky?
I'm trying to say that the only reason he got that job is that he must be holding something over her head.
You thinking of doing something?
I think we both ought to do something.
Both?
Look, she's your sister. I think you'd want to get the guy out of her life as much as I do.
I just wish Bo dropped dead.
Well, then you'll help me find out what's going on between Ruby and Bo?
Ricky, I think that...
Hi, Ricky.
The cat is out of the bag. Grandma, you spoiled my little surprise for Ashley.
Well, Ashley seems surprised enough as it is.
Ashley is surprised.
Well, darling, I was going to tell you all about it when Grandma burst into the room. I did buy the Harper property. That's where I'm going to build the dream house I've talked to you about.
I know better than that, Justin. I want to know what you're up to.
Grandma, you've got me all wrong. I'm not up to anything. I bought the place out of the kindness of my heart and because I wanted to protect the land.
Justin, you and I are going to have to talk about this thing, sweetheart.
That's exactly what I was going to do, darling. I wanted to talk to you about the mansion I'm going to build for us.
I don't believe a word you're saying, Justin. Somehow you're going to exploit that land.
That's not true.
I know it.
That's not true. Grant and Ryan are the real exploiters. You wait and see. In 6 months, Marshall Ranch will be covered with oil derricks. You just wait and see, but don't you worry. Ashley and I have talked about your having your own quarters in our mansion. We'll take you in, Grandma. Isn't that true, Ashley?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to go to work now. Buzz me when you're through.
All right, darling.
How dare you talk like that about Grant and Ryan? They wouldn't do anything underhanded. Not like you. Justin, you seem to try to make life miserable for everybody. Now, you didn't even send condolences to Lurleen.
Oh, I'm going to do better than that, Grandma. I'm going to convince her to invest in Marshall Oil, make a millionaire out of her.
Over my dead body.
You know, Grandma, I'd like to talk to you some more, but I'm very busy. You understand, don't you?
Justin, sometimes I regret the day you were born.
Karen, get me Porky Doyle.
Hello, Mr. Doyle. Please come in.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Decker.
Won't you have a seat? Would you like to have some coffee?
No, thank you. I never touch the stuff.
All right. If you don't mind, I'd like to get right to the point.
Well, good. I'm running a pretty tight schedule today.
I understand. I want to know everything you can tell me about this injunction that you're filing against Marshall Oil.
Well, you've read the papers?
Yes?
Well, then you know pretty much all the details. These men have been had by the sale, and, well, it's my job to see that they get every penny they deserve.
I agree. Exactly what do they expect to get?
Well, I can't go into specifics, but it's considerable.
Tell me, what happens if Mr. Marshall can't come up with the money?
Well, then I reckon the negotiations will have to be open again.
So World Oil would be eligible to make a bid, is that correct?
That's about the size of it. Is World Oil considering making a bid?
Oh, I think there's a 90% chance that we might be interested.
Well, why don't you make that 100% chance by being there in court tomorrow in Dallas?
I think that can be arranged.
Then I'll see you in court.
I wouldn't miss it. Goodbye.
Where's the boss?
Oh, he's trying to arrange a meeting with that Doyle person.
Oh, the attorney for the enemy?
One of the enemies.
Don't look at me that way, Ashley. I'm on your side now.
Are you?
Of course I am. I got a lot at stake here, too.
Well, not nearly as much as Justin and I.
Well, maybe not, but I did leave a very good job to come here.
Now, don't you start that, TJ. It was your decision to come here, and don't blame us for that.
No, but I can blame Justin if he messes up this Ace High deal. Which reminds me, he never did answer my question.
What question?
Does he have the money to bail us out of this mess?
I don't know.
Hasn't he discussed it with you?
I wish you'd quit pestering me with questions. You'll find out the answer soon enough.
Sounds to me like your husband hasn't been keeping you informed as to what's happening around here.
Oh, hi.
Paige, come in.
Hi, TJ.
Hi, Paige.
Well, I was just reading about the injunction in the paper this morning. I was just wondering if Justin was all right. Oh, you're so sweet. Yep, he's fine.
Everything's okay?
Well, we're trying to keep things under control.
How are you doing, Paige?
I'm fine, TJ, thank you.
Well, does anybody know what this whole thing is about? I'll tell you. Yes. Justin, where are you? Stay there. Stay right there. I need to talk to you. Excuse me, Paige. I'm going to have to go talk to Justin.
Where is he?
The conference room.
Well, I better be going, too.
You did come here to talk to someone, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, I'm all ears.
We were just talking about Elena and Joe.
It's funny. I could have sworn I heard Beau's name mentioned.
You did. We were talking about him and the fact that you seem to be the only one who likes him.
Who says anything about liking him? He's my client, just like you and Billy Joe.
Is that all?
That's all.
Well, I find that a little hard to believe, Ruby.
Better believe it, because it's true.
I'm trying. Don't forget what we talked about, Billy Joe.
What was that all about?
You know what it's all about. Ricky's no dummy.
What did he say?
He thinks Bo has something on you, and so does Elena. Ricky says Elena's out to get you. They're gonna find out something sooner or later. You better start thinking fast.
I am thinking fast, Billy Joe. And it would really help if my own brother weren't conspiring with other people behind my back.
I wasn't conspiring.
What do you call it then?
I was just talking. I gotta go.
Billy Joe, you better not tell Ricky or Elena what Bo has on me. It could ruin us all.
You know, Ruby, sometimes I wish you never even showed your face here in Houston.
Where have you been?
I've been working. Where do you think I've been?
Well, I was beginning to wonder. I mean, you've been avoiding me since this morning.
Darling, I haven't been avoiding you. I was trying to get this misunderstanding with Ace High straightened out. I would think you'd try to understand that.
There are a lot of things that I don't understand, Justin. One of them is you buying the Harper place.
I told you why I did that.
I know. You wanted to build a mansion. Justin, you don't even have a dime to build a shack. How are you going to build a mansion?
I'll get the money, darling. Don't worry about it.
No, I have to worry about it. We're in a big financial mess right now.
Yes, Karen. Oh, he's here. Good. Send him in. We finish this discussion later. It's Doyle. Just let me take care of him, will you?
No, I'm staying. Maybe I can finally get some straight answers.
Mr. Marshall?
Yes. Mr. Doyle, won't you come in? Won't you take a seat?
Is this your private secretary?
No, Mr. Doyle, this is my wife. This is Ashley Marshall.
How do you do, Mr. Doyle?
Yes, Ashley is an officer on the board. She'll be sitting in on the meeting.
Fine with me.
Well, won't you take a seat, sir? I have heard a lot about you, Mr. Doyle. It's nice to finally meet you.
Well, I haven't heard a damn thing about you, Mr. Marshall. But I can tell you one thing.
What's that?
I sure wouldn't like to be in your shoes right now.
I saw that special report on drug rehabilitation last night, and it was very good.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
You are planning to do more of that type of in-depth coverage, aren't you?
Well, we are trying to get in at least one special report each broadcast.
Oh, very good. The public loves it. And it reflects in the ratings.
Oh, speaking of the ratings, how are you doing with the Billy Joe Wright show?
It's, coming along.
But what?
Well, I was down on the set this morning, and I ran into the assistant producer of the show, a man named Bo Baker. Do you know him?
Mm-mm.
Well, he came as part of the package for Billy Joe Wright's deal.
And you're having second thoughts about it?
Elliot, I can't put my finger on it, but I have a feeling I've made a mistake. In fact, if Billy Joe aren't so popular on the Phil Roberts show, I'd be inclined to think this whole venture was a mistake.
Why do you say that?
Well, first of all, I don't like the way Ruby Wright operates.
What do you mean?
Billy Joe signed a contract with us, and right after that, she had him sign another contract with Justin Marshall.
What for?
To represent his chain of gas stations.
And you didn't know she was going to do it?
That's right. I only found out after the fact.
Well, I'm surprised that Billy Joe allowed himself to be involved in dealing like that.
So am I. But I have a feeling that Ruby masterminded this whole deal. I don't trust her. That's why I question her motives for insisting that Bo Baker be part of the package.
Well, what are his qualifications?
Ruby gave them to me, and I don't believe them.
Well, do you want me to check him out? Used to be a pretty good investigative reporter in my day.
Would you, Elliot? I'd appreciate it.
Sure. I'll let you know as soon as I have something.
Ah, thank you. Oh, by the way, Elliot, I saw Paige this morning as she was leaving the station, and she seemed very upset. Is there anything wrong at the boutique?
No, it's fine. It's her brother.
Oh. What about him?
Well, I've been very vocal about Paige getting involved with Justin. I'm concerned that he's only interested in her now because of the success she's had with the boutique. I think he's going to exploit that success to his own advantage.
And she doesn't agree with you?
That's right. Should have known better than to bring it up. We've already had several go-arounds about it.
Oh, Elliot, I'm sure she realizes that it's your concern for her.
No. I'm not sure she does.
Well, thank you, TJ, but I really just came by to see what Justin was going to do about that injunction.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you there. I don't know the answer to that one myself.
You're working for Justin now, aren't you?
Guilty as charged.
Sometime I would love to hear about why you left World Oil.
How about now?
Sure.
It's worth a drink?
Okay. Shall we let Justin by?
Sure, why not? What do you think old Just'd say if he walked in here and found us drinking his booze?
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm family, you know.
I don't. Look, since Justin's buying, let's drink up.
Fine with me.
I'll leave him a tip.
Oh, but now, don't overtip.
Oh, no. 15%. Justin will need something to laugh about today.
Does it look that bad, TJ?
Well, it could be. But you wanted to hear about my defection from World Oil.
Yes, I did.
You sure you want to hear about it? It's an awfully mundane story.
Oh, I like mundane stories.
Yeah? It'll put you to sleep.
That bad?
Look at, I think I'd rather know why you were so blue when you came in here.
It's not really important. Besides, I'm coming out of it now.
Hope I helped.
Yeah, you did.
Good. How's your business doing?
Good. No complaints.
Well, I'll have to come by and see you sometime. You can show me around.
Well, doors open. I'm there almost every day.
Is that an invitation?
Yes, it is.
As the boss around your bank, I decide what we're going to serve. We are not putting Hunan chicken on the menu. No! People come here to get chili wang, and that is what they're going to get. Chili! Wang, I don't want any more argument. That's it. That's it, Wang. No! No! Oh, hi, Lurleen. How you doing?
Did I come at a bad time?
Oh, no. Wang and I have this argument every week. He fancies himself some gourmet cook or something, and I keep telling him we serve chili. I'm real glad you came over to see me. How about a beer? Sure. Look. Have a seat.
I wanted to thank you again for coming out to the ranch to say your condolences for my granddaddy.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just glad you're doing all right now.
I'm fine. Thanks.
You know, Lurleen, I read in the paper about how they found your granddaddy. That must have been real upsetting for you.
It was.
I also read in the paper that they found $15,000 on your grandfather. It's an awful lot of money, Lurleen. What are you going to do with all that money? I mean, you going to invest it or something?
Well, I really hadn't thought about it.
You know, you shouldn't let that money sit around and go to waste. You ought to put it to work so it can make you some more money.
Well, I'm really not worried about money. You see, my granddaddy sold the farm before he died for $500,000.
$500,000?
I used to think that money would solve all my problems, but it doesn't. I still feel real lonely. I wish I had my granddaddy back instead of the money.
You don't have very many friends out at the ranch, do you?
Not really. There's Miss Kate and Jenny and Ryan. That's about all.
I know how you feel. See, I'm kind of new in Houston myself. I don't really have very many friends either. But you know what, Lurleen? I've got a real good feeling about you and me. I think we could become friends. In fact, I think we could become best friends.
What are you reading? Oh, it's an article on geological surveys.
Do you like stuff like that?
Sure, I like stuff like that. That's what I do for a living.
Are you going to get a job as a geologist here in Houston?
I don't know yet. Anyway, there's no hurry, especially after my last job.
Why? What happened?
I got fired.
How come?
I didn't happen to agree with my boss, and I told him so.
I'm not sure that was a smart thing to do.
Well, from what I hear, you were pretty good at telling Aunt Iris what you thought.
Oh, that's different, because I knew Mrs. Wheeler wasn't going to fire me.
It's not so different. I didn't care if I got fired. I had to stick up for my principles.
Well, I think you were right to stand up for your principles. I think people should stand up for their principles. That's why I like your dad. He's got lots of principles.
I know. I just wish he didn't have so many.
What do you mean?
He's too uptight.
He is? I didn't notice that.
Oh, I've known him a lot longer than you.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, he needs to learn to relax. Let go a little more. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't go barefoot in the mud. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I guess I understand. I want to fix dinner now. You know something, Miss Wheeler?
What?
Well, I'm really glad you're here. And I think Mr. Wheeler is really lucky you came down to Houston.
Then your meeting with the attorney went well.
Very. Mr. Doyle assured me that the Ace High franchise operators would be very receptive to our making an offer. That is, providing that Justin Marshall can't come up with the money, and he won't.
Well, Rena, it's possible, you know, that...
I know what you're going to say, that maybe Justin will come up with the money, but you take my word for it, he won't.
What are you planning to do?
Mr. Doyle intends to file an injunction to stop the sale tomorrow in Dallas. I want to be there to make an offer.
You got it. Now, how high a figure do you think we have to bid?
He wouldn't say exactly what the operators expect, but I think we can meet it. All I need is your support. Now, if you want me to work with the ceiling, that's fine, but I want to make this deal.
Okay, I'll come up with a figure. But now, Rena, I don't want you to get involved in a tobacco auction.
I won't. Justin's not going to make this one. What are you laughing at?
I like the cut of your jib. That's exactly the way to deal with competition, especially Justin. A cold, tough, businesslike slaughter.
Is there any other way?
Well, things aren't really as bad as they seem, are they, Mr. Doyle? I'm sure we can work out a deal some way.
Well, I'm sure we can. If you can meet the demands for the monies owed those station franchise operators, can you?
We can get them everything that they deserve.
Do you have the money, Mr. Marshall?
I can get it.
I thought we were going to have a serious discussion on this problem. Look, I didn't come here to pussyfoot around. I intend to file for that injunction tomorrow in behalf of my clients.
You're already too late, Doyle. The sale has already been made.
Then we'll unmake it. I do have one piece of advice for you. Free.
What's that?
You better be there in Dallas tomorrow with money in hand if you want to save this deal. Oh, and I think you should know that your competition is a step ahead of you, Mr. Marshall. And she's got big bucks behind her.
She?
Rena Decker, World Oil. You've heard of her?
We've heard of her.
Well, then I'm sure you know you better get it in gear. See you tomorrow, Marshall.
Rena!
You have nobody to blame but yourself.
I don't want to hear that, Ashley.
Well, you're going to hear it, Justin. You set yourself up for this.
Now, how do you figure that?
Because you need money, and you need it now. And I just want to know how in the world you think that you're going to get it.
about the money. I'll get it.
Where?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Drop it.
If you had listened to me in the beginning when I told you that you were spending too much money. But
drop it, Ashley.
No. You had to be bull-headed. You had to have everything first class. You didn't need the hooty-tooty conference room. You didn't need all those expensive things that you spent so much money for in these offices.
I need these things.
Oh, sure you do. Just like you need the Harper place. And what good's it going to do you now? Is it going to get you out of this mess? Oh, maybe those franchise owners will want one of these chairs or that picture on that wall or this big expensive
I'll handle it.
How? No one in their right mind is going to loan us a dime. And if we lose Ace High, Justin, Marshall Oil is just a low ball and high cotton.
I am not going to lose Ace High. I am not going to lose one damn thing. Karen, charter me a jet for tomorrow morning. I'm going to Dallas.
Thank you for your support, Grant.
Well, you got it, because you're right.
I've never felt more right about anything in my life.
All right, I'll see to it that the company plane is at your disposal first thing in the morning.
Good. And when I get back, I'll have a little present for you.
Present?
Justin Marshall's scalp.
Oh, what's wrong around here?
Nothing's wrong.
Well, it's emptier than a tomb.
Oh, that's because Paige has decided to have customers come here by appointment only.
You're telling me you have to make an appointment to buy a dress? Well, isn't that something? Boy, that's real classy.
Well, it's a lot less hectic. I'll go get Billy Joe Jr.
Nita?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you.
Hey, what about?
Well, I know you make the best enchiladas in the whole world.
You want to talk to me about enchiladas?
No, there's this new Mexican restaurant that just opened up. Maybe you heard of it. It's called the Green Pepper, and they make really good enchiladas. I mean, Nita, they are really good.
Yeah?
Well, I thought you and me, we should go on down there and try them. What do you say?
I'm sorry, Billy Joe. Not tonight.
I want to know what's going on. Well, hello, Ruby. I hope I can help you with it.
I'm looking for some answers. And believe me, lady, they better be good.
Well, you hold on just a minute here. I'm not used to people busting into my office. And also, I don't remember having an appointment with you.
Tough. Appointment or no appointment, I'm not leaving till I get some answers from you.
Well, now, Ruby, you're going to have to be clear because I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Billy Joe.
Well, what about Billy Joe?
He has a contract with Marshall Oil to represent Ace High Filling Station.
Yes, I know that. So?
So from where I stand, that contract ain't worth the paper it's printed on.
Well, why do you say a thing like that, Ruby?
There's an article in that paper that says that Marshall Oil might not own those filling stations after all.
Well, now, there's been a slight misunderstanding about all this, but Justin is taking care of that right now.
He better be. Or you're going to hear from my lawyer.
Your room is ready, Miss Decker.
Oh, thank you.
How long are you planning on staying here in Dallas with us?
Oh, I think one night should just about do me.
You decide to stay longer, you just let me know.
I will, thank you.
Here, let me get a bellman for you.
Thank you.
Take Mrs. Decker to 907.
Bud, we've been spending a whole lot of time and money on Ace High. We got a lot of great ideas in the works. Gonna make life a whole lot simpler for you.
Well, that all sounds good, Mr. Marshall. Except for one thing.
What's that, Bud?
What we need is money.
Money? Bud, you'll get that. You'll get a lot more than you have ever seen. That's why these ad campaigns are so important.
I don't know.
Well, Bud, do you know Billy Joe Wright?
The guy on the Phil Roberts show?
Yeah. He is the guy that is representing Ace High gasoline.
No kidding.
Yeah.
He's a real straight shooter.
Well, he is. It took a lot to get him, but we finally got him, and he is going to help us out a lot.
He's good. Ain't no denying that.
But are you going to be here a little later? If you are, would you like to meet Billy Joe Wright?
Billy Joe's going to be here?
I'm sure he'd like to meet you.
My wife would get a kick out of that. She's a real big fan of his.
Well, great. Listen, I'll look you up later. You and Mrs. Green.
Okay, Mr. Marshall. We'll be looking forward to seeing you and Billy Joe later.
Great. Bye, bud. Hello, operator. This is Justin Marshall. Charge this phone call to my room. Come on, Billy Joe, answer. If I can get you here, I just might be able to save Marshall Oil.
Why not, Nita?
Just don't feel like going out tonight.
Or is it you just don't want to go out with me? That's it, isn't it?
Oh, please, Billy Joe.
It's because what I said about the sketchbook, isn't it? I told you I was sorry about that. I had no business spouting out like that.
No, you were right about these.
No, I wasn't right. I mean, what do I know about designing dresses and stuff like that?
Oh, come on. This isn't the reason.
Then what is it, Nita?
Billy Joe, ever since we got a divorce, you didn't want to come anywhere near me. You send your sister over to pick up Billy Joe Jr. So you can see him? And now all of a sudden you're coming over here all the time, asking me out for dinner?
Nita, you said you wanted to be friends.
I do want to be
But what?
friends, but I think you want to be more than friends.
You're damn right, Nita. And I said that all along.
No.
Nita, you just can't go out and ask a guy for a divorce and then turn around and say, let's be friends. It just doesn't work that way.
So it's all or nothing, is
That's
that what
right.
it is?
It's all or nothing.
Well, then it's nothing. Because I am not going to hurt myself the way I let myself be hurt before.
Well, hi there, you two.
Hi, Kate. I'll go get Billy Joe Jr.
What's going on, Billy Joe?
Oh, we're just having another little family discussion.
You got some mail this morning, Miss Wheeler.
I did.
It's a rock magazine.
I don't subscribe to any rock and roll magazine.
No, not rock music, rock stones.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, terrific. They sent me an advance copy.
Advance copy?
Yeah, I wrote an article for this issue.
You did? Well, isn't that something? Are there pictures?
Oh, no pictures of people, Vivian, just rocks.
Oh. And here's a letter from Lacey in Australia. Miss Wheeler, don't! Don't harm this stamp. It's precious to my collection.
It's yours.
What's she doing?
She's fine.
I never understood why she went to Australia.
Oh, she went there to convince my brother Mark to come to Houston, help Dad with World Oil.
Is he coming?
I'm not sure. Oh, Lacey says Mark isn't sure if he should leave his work.
Huh. Maybe he'll get fired like you did. That'd solve the problem.
I don't think there's much chance of that, Vivian. Mark owns the company.
He owns his own company? Yep. How old is he?
He's a couple years older than me.
Your family is smart, Miss Wheeler.
Oh, Vivian, you're just going to love Mark. He's so much fun.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, what is it?
Is Mr. Wheeler really in trouble at World Oil?
No. He's just trying to do too much himself. He needs Mark's help. But even if Lacey can't convince Mark to come, Dad's going to be just fine. Tired, but fine.
Yeah, things will be all right. He's really a good man.
He is. And I read in the paper that one of his competitors is having a little trouble.
Are you talking about Marshall Oil?
Mm-hmm. And if that's true, if they are, then that should take a little pressure off Dad, at least for a while.
Get out. Not till I get some answers. This is Ashley Marshall.
Ashley.
Sweetheart, how's everything going?
It just may work out. I want you to do something for me right away.
Well, anything, sweetheart. You know that.
Put Billy Joe on a plane Dallas, right away.
Billy Joe.
What about Billy Joe?
Is there someone there with you?
Nobody important.
Who else is there?
It's just Ruby.
Great, put her on.
I can handle it.
I said put her on. This is important, Ashley.
Just the man I wanted to speak to.
I want you to put Billy Joe on a plane to Dallas right away.
Not so fast. I need some answers first.
I don't have time for that. I am busting my butt trying to save Marshall Oil.
Well, the only way I'm going to let Billy Joe go to Dallas is if I go with him.
All right, come on along.
We'll travel first class.
All right, first class.
And since this whole thing happened on such short notice, I think a little bonus might be in order. $1,000 should about cover it.
Oh, that's highway robbery.
It's dirt cheap if he can help you out.
Okay, you just get him here.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Marshall. Justin hung up. I guess he didn't have anything more to say to you. Well, I gotta run. I got a lot of work to do. Bye-bye.
I think I should put him down for his nap now.
Already, huh?
Yeah, he's tired.
Oh, okay. Well, listen there, buddy. I know it's kind of rough, but you know, one of these days you're going to appreciate getting a little shut-eye in the middle of the day when you get a little older, okay? Here you go. Hello, buddy. We're going to play again soon, huh? We will.
Oh, he's a handsome boy, Billy Joe.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
I suppose he's going to grow up and be a big TV star, just like his dad.
Well, not if I can help it.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me that you don't like being on television.
No, I like it just fine, but I just want better for my son, that's all.
Like what?
Oh, I want him to... want him to go to the best schools. I want him to be an all-American quarterback. And maybe he can go into politics. Sure.
Well, I hope all your dreams come true for the little guy.
I hope so, too.
What's bothering you, BJ?
Well, I'll tell you, it gets me real angry sometimes to think that he might not be able to have all those things.
Why not?
Because a kid's got to have a good family life. It's going to amount to a hill of beans. And right now, it doesn't look like my son has much of a family life at all.
How can you say that, Billy Joe? Things are much better than they were a couple of weeks ago. You and Nita are talking now.
Oh, we're talking. Oh, that's just great. That doesn't make any difference.
You have to be patient, Billy.
I've run out of patience, darling. I've run out of patience here. I'm so sick and tired of Nita telling me all the time. She tells me she wants to just be my friend. Well, damn it, I don't want any more friends. I just want a wife back, that's all.
Billy Joe, you can't rush her. It just is going to take some
Billy
time.
Joe, I've been looking all over for you.
Hi, Paige. How you doing? You should let me know where you go.
What's so all fired important?
We have to catch a plane right now to Dallas.
Dallas? What for?
Because Justin Marshall wants you there.
Why?
I don't know. It has something to do with his losing the whole chain of Ace High filling stations, and we could be out a lot of money.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, he just wants you to go there and sweet-talk those filling station operators.
I can't do that, Ruby.
Of course you can. Justin thinks you can. No, we got to get going. You got to catch that plane.
You should have talked to me first about
There
this.
wasn't any time, darling. Here, put on your hat.
Does Justin
Get your coat.
really
Come on.
need me?
Yes, he really needs you.
Right, I'll go.
Well, have a good trip, you guys.
All right.
We will. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now then, sunshine. You got 5 seconds to remember where you put those slant drilling papers.
All right. Put the knife down.
Okay, but don't try anything funny or you're gonna be sorry.
I won't. I promise.
Remember, I'll be right behind you to make sure.
The papers are in the safe.
Go and get them. Hey, what are you doing there?
I've got to get the keys. You can't open the safe without the keys.
All right. Wait.
All right. Busy?
Depends.
On what?
I don't know if you're here to hassle me or not, are you?
I'm not here to hassle you. I just want to know if you've heard anything from Justin.
I did. He called, but he really didn't have time to talk.
What do you want?
Well, he wants Billy Joe to fly to Dallas.
What for?
You are hassling me?
He didn't say?
Well, TJ, I guess he thinks that Billy Joe can woo those gas station owners.
Who is he kidding? Like, the only thing that's going to woo those guys is cold, hard cash.
I think you're enjoying this.
No, I'm on your team now, remember?
Sometimes I wonder.
Well, you shouldn't. Look, I know how important Marshall Oil is to Justin and to you. That makes it important to me. And not just because of the business or the money. The only thing that I'm really concerned about is your happiness.
TJ, I promise that I'll let you know as soon as Justin calls.
Well, I wish you would. Ashley, there's something else that I have to tell you.
TJ, please don't start anything today.
No, it's not about that. I did some checking around, and I found out that Rena Decker is in Dallas, too.
Oh, please! I wish that woman would disappear off the face of the earth.
Now, Ashley, I'm your attorney. I should be in Dallas with Justin.
I know that. He doesn't want you there.
Well, that is dumb. I gotta find some way to help.
The future is looking great for Ace High, Rod. We're creating a whole new image for the chain. We want to get people's attention, and we want to keep it. We're creating a massive ad campaign for that TV star Billy Joe Wright. By the time he's through, he's going to make Ace High a household word.
Very impressive, Mr. Marshall. But I do have one small question. Where do you intend to get the money to do all that?
Hey, Vivian. Merlene! I was looking for Brett Wheeler.
Brett has just gone to the store, but she's going to be back in a few minutes. Would you care to wait?
If it's not too much trouble.
Now, how can that be trouble? Come on in. Are you a friend of Brett's?
Well, I just met Brett, and I know Lacey, of course.
I see. Lurleen.
Yes?
Brett told me all about your grandfather dying, and I'm real sorry.
Thank you.
She told me how she found him. That must have been just terrible.
Well, Brett's a real strong lady. I wish I could be more like her.
Yeah. It reminds me of the time my mother found old man Dobson.
Who's he?
He is a man who had a farm not far from where I grew up.
Oh.
My mom went over to deliver him some eggs one morning, and she went into the kitchen. She found him sitting at his table over his newspaper, and she talked to him for a full 5 minutes before she realized he wasn't talking back. It was just terrible. Would you like some Toll House cookies?
What?
I got some in the oven. I thought maybe you'd like some.
Sure, I'd love some. Your Miss Kate makes them for me sometimes.
And would you like some coffee?
It's not too much trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all.
You know, while you get the cookies out of the oven, I could get the coffee.
Oh, I couldn't let you do that.
Why not?
Because I'm paid to do coffee. That's my job. But you could come on in the kitchen with me and keep me company.
I'd like that.
Okay.
It's fine. Now, don't go too far. I like this stuff. You should have some. It's free in first class.
I don't care.
Fine. You do what you want. But as your manager, I got one piece of advice for you.
Yeah, what's that?
Change your attitude before we hit Dallas.
Now, what do you expect? You jump out of the blue, you drag me to the airport. It's my first airplane flight, and I don't even have any clothes to wear when we get there.
Well, these gas station owners want to see you, not your clothes, Billy Joe.
We're going to spend the night, aren't we?
Yeah? So what?
I don't even have a toothbrush, Ruby.
Honey, with the fee I'm getting you for this little trip, you could buy a whole truckload of toothbrushes if you wanted them.
Oh, yeah, how much is Justin paying me?
$1,000.
$1,000? How'd you do that?
I'm a good manager. I keep telling you. Why don't you believe me?
He's going to be expecting a lot for that kind of money.
He expects a miracle, and you better deliver.
How am I supposed to pull that off?
I don't know, but you better think of something. Or I will. I always do, don't I? What happened to that stewardess? I want some more champagne.
Lorena? Excuse me, please, Raj.
What a nice surprise running into you like this.
It is a surprise.
A good one, I hope.
It's always nice to see old friends. What are you doing here?
Same thing you are.
What are you up to?
Why would you think I'm up to anything?
Because I know you, Rena.
And I know you. That's why I'm here, Justin.
Well, it'd be nice to stay here and chat, but I have a business meeting to go to upstairs.
Oh, may I join you?
I don't think you'd find it very interesting.
I'm sure I would.
It's a private business meeting, Rena.
But I have something I want to say to these gentlemen. What?
And find your own meeting.
Oh, Justin, you don't give me an alternative. Hi there. I'm Rena Decker from World Oil.
Rena.
I'm at a slight disadvantage, you see. I don't have famous TV stars to parade around. I don't have pie in the sky to offer you. The only thing I can give you is cash, and lots of it.
That's enough, Rena.
No, it's not, darling. I've just begun. The other day, I said to my...
You have no right to do this, Rena.
Sure I do. Besides, I just want to tell these people about you. There's no harm in that now, is there?
I'll tell them everything they need to know.
You might leave something out, darling. Just trust me, okay? Gentlemen, this is Justin Marshall. Now, isn't he the very picture of a successful oil tycoon? And that suit, you see, it's very expensive. You should see his offices. Custom furniture, imported artwork. I mean, you really have to be successful to have an office like that. Yes, Justin here is quite a legend in Houston.
Nobody is interested in any of this.
Sure they are. You know, Justin is one of these guys who just knows how to make money. In fact, there's a little girl in Houston who knows that better than anybody. You see, Justin bought this property from her granddaddy just before he died, and now she doesn't have a place to live in. And who but Justin Marshall could make money off of his own grandmother? You really got to be good to pull off something like that.
Why?
Watch it, Justin. You don't want to spoil your perfect little reputation, do you? Temper, temper. Hi there. I thought I recognized you. I'm Rena Decker. Paige. Hi.
Ashley, hi. What a nice surprise.
Are you busy?
No, I'm not. My next appointment isn't till, 4:30?
You have a minute to talk?
Sure. Anything wrong?
Yeah, it's Justin.
Probably worried about what's happening in Dallas, aren't you?
Oh, so you've already heard about that.
Well, VJ was over here when Ruby came and dragged him off to the airport.
Well, it's a lot more than that. Paige, I swear we're fighting all the time. About what? Money. It's always money. I wish that I would learn to keep my big mouth shut. I'm serious. Your brother must think I'm the biggest nag in the whole world.
Just 'cause you love him, honey.
I'm so worried. Do you know that if this deal in Dallas goes sour, we could lose everything?
But you're forgetting one very important thing, Ashley.
What?
The fact that my brother has an uncanny ability to land on his own feet. Don't you give up on him yet until that last card is dealt, okay?
Well, there's a new player in the game, though.
Who?
Rena Decker. Oh, yeah, she's gone to Dallas, too. And you know that she's up to no good.
Justin can hold his own, sweetie.
I hope so. Oh, I'm sorry. I come over here, I barge in, I interrupt you, and dump all my problems on you.
Hey, do you hear any complaining? Huh?
No, you are so sweet. And how are you?
Better, actually. I've been feeling a little low myself lately. But I think TJ's managed to raise my spirits a little.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that you and TJ really knew each other.
We don't, not really. But I've seen enough to recognize a real gentleman.
That sure was a fine performance.
Well, you were a good audience. I wonder if we could meet your star, huh?
Well, he's not my star. He's our star. Lou and Tucker. Is Billy Joe Wright?
Hi, Billy Joe. Good to meet you.
His sister and manager, Ruby Wright.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Lou and Tucker here are very important in the Ace High organization.
Well, I'm not usually home during the day, but I've caught you a couple of times on the Phil Roberts show. And I told my wife, you're going to be a big star.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
I
That's
wondered
wonderful to
if
hear.
I could have your autograph for my kid.
Oh, sure thing, sure thing. Here,
All right.
here. Whatever. Let me have something to write down.
Right
There you go. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see. What are their names?
Amy and Sarah.
All right.
With an H.
Well, those are real nice names,
All
aren't
right.
they? That's right. There you go.
Thanks a lot. They'll get a real kick out of that.
Fellas, did I make a good decision when I got Billy Joe Wright to represent Ace High?
You sure did. He's going to do a fine job for us.
Good to hear. That's good to hear.
Did you know that Billy Joe actually worked at a filling station?
So?
His wife's father owned a filling station back in Waco.
Listen, Tucker, we better go. We got another meeting to go to. Another one? Yeah. Listen, Billy Joe, it was real nice meeting you. And I want to thank you again for the autograph.
You got it.
Tucker,
Lou,
see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, why'd you go and do that?
Well, it's true, isn't it? I mean, didn't you work in the filling station?
First of all, Nita and I aren't married. And second of all, I never worked at a daddy's filling station.
Oh, they don't have to know that.
Yeah, Ruby is right. You know, it's real nice if they think you're married. Present the right image is very important, Billy Joe.
Yeah, well, the truth's very important, too.
But, you know, I couldn't agree with you more, Billy Joe, but sometimes even the truth has to be helped.
Hi, Brett. Lurleen, what a nice surprise.
Hi, come on. Sit down and have some cookies and some coffee.
Oh.
Well, I'll get some more of these.
I was meaning to drop by the ranch and see how you were doing.
No, I'm fine. I want to thank you for everything you did.
Oh, I didn't do much.
Yes, you did. I feel really lucky to have good friends like you and Ruby.
Ruby?
Well, Ruby Wright. She's Ricky Decker's manager. I really came into town to see her. I wanted to tell her that I've made a decision.
About what?
I've decided to leave the ranch and move in with her.
So, Justin, you think you finally got Ace High in your back pocket now?
Well, not a sure thing, but it sure didn't hurt our case any having you here.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
I think Billy Joe's earned himself a nice, thick, juicy steak. Compliments, Marshal Lloyd.
So do I. You put it on my tab.
I plan to. How about joining us?
No, I got a couple of telephone calls to make. Maybe I can join you a little later in the dining room, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And you get yourself the biggest, thickest steak in the house.
And the most expensive.
And the most expensive. I'll see y'all later.
All right, you take her easy. Well, let me tell you, all this talk about steaks is making me hungry. Come on, let's go eat.
Okay, you earned it, big brother. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I love this place. It's got a real atmosphere.
Well, look what we have here.
I finished typing up the statements.
Oh, already? Thank you, Nina.
What would you like me to do next?
Wow, you really are a glutton for work today, aren't you?
I like to keep busy. It helps.
You're still upset with Billy Joe, aren't you?
I'm trying not to be.
Honey, I know that he's headstrong and stubborn, but you know the only reason he's doing that is because he loves you.
I know. I just wish he'd love me a little less.
Don't you ever want to get back together with him?
I can't, Paige.
It's all right. It's okay.
I can't.
Okay, honey.
I mean, seeing Billy Joe again, it's this whole nightmare comes back. Only I realized it wasn't a nightmare. It really happened.
Now, Nita, don't do this to yourself.
That gun and the man pointing the gun at me. Even when they finally got me to the hospital, I knew that if I lived, I might have lost my baby. I can't go through that again, Paige.
But, Nita, you know that Billy Joe didn't mean for that to happen.
But it did happen. I almost died. My baby almost died.
Nita, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to bring it up. It's just that I think you should start thinking about your future.
No, I never want to depend upon anybody ever again.
Well, you may think that right now, but I know that someday that you're going to meet somebody that you're going to want to share.
No, I won't.
Honey,
I won't.
I'm sorry. It's all right, really. We don't need to talk about that anymore, okay? But there is something that I do think you should start thinking about.
What's that?
Your career.
Oh, I don't have any training for anything. You know that.
What about fashion design? Nita, these sketches have a lot of talent.
They're nothing. They're just doodles.
Now, why are you always putting yourself down? You are a very talented lady. And I'm not going to get off your back until you do start thinking about it.
Okay. I'll think about it.
That's all I'm asking, really.
Are you sure you don't want me to do anything else?
No. You go home. Get some rest, okay?
Oh, yeah. Time to go home.
Well, there he is. Oh, you have been such a good baby boy today.
Yeah. Well, I better get him home before he starts yelling for his supper.
Take care, Nita.
I will.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. I want to thank you.
What for?
For being a friend. I wanted to tell you that.
Well, it's nice to hear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Billy. Come on.
Bye. Bye. Oh.
Miriam, Paige. Fine, thank you. How about you? Do you remember that sketch that I brought over a while back? Yeah, that's the one. Well, how's it going? Good. How does it look? Yeah, that's what I felt too. Well, perfect. I can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Hello, Rena.
Justin really pulled out all the stops, didn't he? Parading his little TV star around for everyone to see.
Billy Joe,
It's too bad it's not going to help.
why don't you go on in the dining room? I'll meet you.
Sure thing, Ruby. You want me to order you anything?
A drink.
You have your little brother well trained, don't you, Ruby?
Why don't you like Billy Joe and me?
Oh, I like Billy Joe just fine.
But you don't like me.
You're a parasite. You feed on your brother's talent.
Billy Joe wouldn't be anywhere without me.
You'd be a lot better off without you, honey.
I don't much care what you think.
You're making a mistake, Ruby.
Am I?
Mm-hmm. Because you're backing a loser. By the time I get through Justin Marshall, there won't be anything left of him but the pieces.
I'm not worried.
Another mistake.
You think you're pretty hot stuff, don't you?
Is that what you think?
You're not as hot as you think you are.
Well, I really am not interested in the opinion of a little tramp like you.
Don't you ever talk to me like that.
I hit a nerve, didn't I?
You think you can say anything you want just because you're rich.
It's been nice seeing you, honey. I hope we can do it again soon.
Someday I'm going to wipe that smile right off of your fancy face.
When did you decide to move into town?
This morning. When Ruby first mentioned it, I didn't think it was a very good idea. But the more I thought about it, the more I liked it.
I can't imagine why anyone would want to move into the city. Not when they have a chance to live out at the ranch.
Since my granddaddy's farm has been sold, I can't stay there.
You can stay with Kate.
I know, but I don't want to. There are too many memories there.
Are you still worried about Bubba Wadsworth?
No, he's been caught.
Then what is it?
I just want to do something with my life, and I don't think I can do it out at the ranch. You don't think I'm making a mistake, do you?
You are the only one who knows what's best for you.
I think I'm doing the right thing.
Well, then I hope it works out for you. When are you moving?
Well, I don't know. Ruby's out of town. I guess I'll talk to her tomorrow.
What is it?
I just hope Miss Kate understands.
I know she'll miss you, but if it's what you really want to do, she'll understand.
I'm not so sure about that.
Why do you say that, Lurleen?
I don't know why, but I don't think she likes Ruby very much. I think she's really going to be angry when I tell her what I've decided.
How about some of these treasures?
Needed that.
Rough day?
Well, I've seen better.
I know. Ashley was over here a little while earlier. She seemed pretty upset.
Well, she has reason to be.
I don't know. I know my brother pretty well, and I think everything's going to be okay. That is, if his luck holds out.
I hope you're right.
She seemed real surprised to find out that we'd met.
Really? What'd she say?
Nothing, really. Why? Should she have?
Well, she and I don't always see eye to eye.
Oh, that's so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Ashley. I like her a lot.
I do, too. But she doesn't always return the compliment.
Well, that's life.
How about learning more about life and having dinner with me tomorrow night?
I'd like that.
Who is it?
Justin, let me in.
Come in, darling.
I think it's time to be hitting the sack.
You're right, big brother. Sleep well.
You too, Ruby.
You'll never get away with this, Rena.
Let's not talk about that now, darling. Why don't we have ourselves a little nightcap?
I didn't come for a drink.
What did you come for?
You know damn well why I'm here. Came to ask what you hope to accomplish by asking for that ridiculous 1-week extension, Rena.
That should be obvious, Justin. Until you make a complete financial disclosure, Ace High is up for grabs.
You'll never get away with it, Rena. I'll outbid you.
With what?
The Marshall family has a lot of clout around here. Would it surprise you to know that I'll be spending the last few days here talking to key investors?
Nothing you do surprises me, Justin. Snakes are pretty predictable.
You are an unbelievably beautiful woman. Why don't we just forget all about this? This arguing. Go to bed.
I was wondering if you'd have the gall to suggest that.
That isn't an answer.
Drop dead, Justin!
I'll make you a little bet. Your production division against mine. If I put you out of business in the next 6 months, we'll meet again. Right here. And you'll go to bed with me. Right in this hotel room.
What if I win?
I'll sell out Marshall Oil and leave Texas.
You're a liar.
No. I'm just sure of myself. Do we have a bet?
You've got a bet. Now get out of here.
You'll be back in 6 months. Wear that gown. I like it.
You know, I'm real sorry I wasn't around when you came to see me the other day. I was in Dallas on business with my brother. Now, what did you want to see me about?
Well, I've been thinking about your asking me to move in with you.
Have you made up your mind?
Yes, I'd like to, if it's not going to put you out.
Well, Lurleen, I wouldn't have asked you if I thought that.
What about your brother?
Oh, don't worry about him. I told him about it, and he's almost as thrilled as I am. So when do you think you can come?
Well, what about today?
Oh, sure, that's great.
Okay, well then I'll have one of the hands drive me in with my things.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll come out and pick you up myself.
Oh, no, Ruby, I don't want to put you to any trouble.
It's no trouble, believe me. I want to do it. Now, you get your things all ready, and I'll come by just as soon as I can.
Thanks, Ruby.
Okay, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Who's that on the phone?
Friend of mine. Billy Joe, I got a surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
Well, Lurleen Harper's going to come stay with us for a little while.
Lurleen Harper? Ruby, you crazy?
No, I'm not crazy.
Well, she can't stay here.
Yes, she can. I already asked her.
Well, you just unasked her
I
then.
can't do that, Billy Joe. She's already packed. I'm going to go pick her up right now.
Ruby, she's not going to stay here.
Yes, she is. I want her to, and she's coming.
Why are you doing this, Ruby? Huh?
Kate, I'm going to the market. Is there anything you need?
What?
Is there anything I can get you at the market?
No. No, I can't think of anything.
You're bothered about what Lurleen said this morning at breakfast, aren't you?
Yes, I am. You don't think she'd really leave the ranch, do you?
It's possible.
I know she's thinking about it. I can tell.
It would really be so terrible if she did leave.
What do you mean?
Lurleen's gone through a terrible period in her life right now. She needs to get her life together. Maybe it would be good if she left the ranch and became more independent.
She's so vulnerable right now.
Well, I think she's a lot stronger than you and I think she is. And besides, you can't keep protecting her.
I know. Jenny, she's like one of my own. I don't want to see that girl hurt.
She'll be fine, Kate.
I hope so.
Dad, did you know that Lurleen Harper's moving into town?
No, what brought that on?
She feels there are too many memories for her out at the ranch.
Well, I'm sure that's true.
Kate's going to be upset when she finds out.
Well, doesn't she know?
No, not yet. Lurleen's afraid to tell her.
Why?
Oh, Kate doesn't like the girl she's moving in with.
Well, who is it?
Ruby Wright. Do you know her?
Oh, yeah, that's the young lady that was managing Ricky Decker, isn't it?
That's the one.
Well, then, I can understand.
Why?
Well, I would think that Lurleen and this Ruby Wright are two entirely different kinds of people. I'm sure that Ruby travels in much faster circles.
Well, it's very important to Lurleen. She's pretty excited about it.
Well, I hope it works out for her.
Yeah, I do too.
Then what are you bothered about?
Well, I'm just worried how Kate's going to take it.
Oh, don't worry about Kate. She's resilient. She'll come around just as soon as she realizes how important it is to Lurleen. Thank you.
I'm glad you feel that way. That's what I said to Lurleen, and I thought maybe I'd said the wrong thing.
Oh, no, I thought you said exactly the right thing. Lurleen seems so alone since her grandfather died. She seems so unhappy.
I wish I could think of some way of helping her.
Well, it seems to me you have, just by talking to her.
I hope so.
Things are hopping here today. Mrs. Decker.
Good morning,
You're
Vivian.
so happy.
Well, I am. I'm here to see Mr. Wheat.
Right in there, they're having coffee.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Good morning, Rena. Well, judging by the expression on your face, your trip to Dallas went all right.
It went a lot better than all right. I think I've just put Justin Marshall out of the oil business.
So where's Justin?
Still in Dallas.
Oh, have you talked to him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a long chat this morning.
Oh, well, I take it from that smile that you had a nice chat.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. I love him so much, Paige.
I know you do, honey.
Oh, and I tell you, I wish he'd slap me if I ever start nagging at him again about money. He needs my support so very badly right now, and I'm going to give it to him.
Did he say how things were going?
Not so good.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, he can't seem to get the money together from investors to pay off the filling station owners, and they're really not willing to wait much longer.
What's going to happen, Ashley?
Well, it's already happened. Miss Rena managed to open the bidding again, which means if we don't come up with the money very soon, World Oil will take the whole Ace High chain from us.
He has got the money, hasn't he, Ashley?
Paige. You should know your brother well enough to know that he spends money before he even makes it. I'll tell you the truth. The man means well, but sometimes he just doesn't think. I tell you, you know what takes the cake? Him buying the Harper place.
Justin bought the Harper place?
Oh, yes, honey. He's going to build us a mansion out there. Now, it'll be a long time, if ever, before we have the money to build out there. Listen to me.
What?
There I go again. Nagging about money.
Oh, don't worry about it, Ashley. And knowing Justin, I'm sure that he will find a way of building that dream house for you. He doesn't give up easily.
I know that. It's one of the reasons I love him.
Well, I had better be getting back to the boutique, I think. Oh, by the way, do you know where TJ is?
Oh, he's around. Why?
Oh, I just wanted to check and see that we were still on for dinner tonight, that's all.
Oh. Well, I didn't know you two were dating.
Oh, well, Ashley, we're not exactly. I mean, tonight's going to be the first time we've gone out.
Let me give you a little bit of friendly advice.
Sure, what?
Be careful.
Careful? What? He seems like such a gentleman.
Oh, he's a real charmer, all right. I'm sorry. I know that none of this is really any of my business. I just want to see you get hurt.
Hurt? Come in.
Oh, hi, Paige. How are you?
TJ.
Excuse me a minute. Ashley, Bob Wilson from Archer Accounting Services is in the reception area. I think you should come and meet him.
Oh, you're right. Excuse me a minute. I need to meet him. I've got a couple of questions I've got to ask him.
Are you going to be here for a while?
Yeah, a few more minutes.
Well, good. Let me introduce Ashley to this guy, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Don't go away now, here?
I won't.
You mean the judge awarded the injunction against Justin?
Mm-hmm. How'd you pull that off? I was good. I was really good, if I do have to say so myself. Well, sit down. I want to hear every juicy detail. You would have loved it, Brett. Justin was running a 3-ring circus. He had Billy Joe right there signing autographs, and Justin was the medicine man making promises to anyone who would listen to him.
So how did you get their attention?
By offering them something that Justin couldn't. Money. Lots of it. But the best part was watching Justin squirm.
I am very impressed.
Well, so am I. Obviously, when you want to get something done, you get it done.
We're going to get ace high, Grant. I can feel it. Do you have everything in motion?
Yeah, I called Stryker, and he's prepared to come up here just as soon as you pull this thing off.
Well, you tell him to get his plane ready.
Are you that confident?
I am that confident. I'm so confident that I've set a new timetable for myself.
Well, what is your timetable?
I intend to get rid of Marshall Oil within 6 months.
Oh, that's very ambitious.
Maybe, but I'm going to do it. I've got to do it.
Why do I get the idea that you've made a bet with someone?
That's very perceptive of you, Brett. It's a bet that I'm not going to lose.
Well, with that determination, how can you?
I've got to get to work.
Well, I'd go with you, except that I've got some work to do on it. At least I can walk you to your car.
Okay. Nice seeing you, Brett.
You too.
Bye, baby. Bye-bye, Miss Decker. Mrs. Decker is sure full of energy. She reminds me of Mrs. Wheeler, the way she's got always 1,000 things going on in her head.
She's an impressive lady, that's for sure. And you know what?
What?
Dad likes her a lot. Maybe even more than he realizes.
I'm really not trying to seem ungrateful, Miss Kate.
I know that.
I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Lurleen, honey, all I'm doing is questioning the wisdom of your moving out. Now, I don't think you're ready to be on your own yet.
Yes, I am. I can't have people protecting me all the time. I know everybody's got my best interest at heart. But it's time for me to get on with my life.
Lurleen, I don't think Ruby Wright is the person to help you do that.
She's really a nice person, Miss Kate.
Well, no, you don't know her well enough to be sure of that.
She came all the way out here to the ranch to give her condolences when Granddaddy died.
Well, one visit out here to the ranch doesn't make her a nice person. Oh, Lurleen, you've got to be careful, especially now.
Why?
Well, honey, you've just come into a very large sum of money. Now, there are a lot of people in this world who'd take advantage of you to get their hands on that.
Ruby's not like that. She's not after my money.
How can you be sure?
I just know it, that's all.
Well, I have a feeling she's up to something.
Don't you think she could just like me for myself?
Of course. I didn't mean it that way.
Tell the truth, Miss Kate, I wouldn't care if she was after my money. She wants to be my friend, and I want to be hers.
But, Lurleen, you have to be able to trust your friends. I don't think you can trust Ruby.
Miss Kate, you're all wrong about her. Oh, that'll be her now. Hi, Lurleen. You ready to go? Come on in, Ruby. I haven't finished packing yet. It'll be just a few minutes. I'll be right down.
Okay, don't hurry. I got loads of time. Hi, Mrs. Marshall. How are you feeling?
Fine, thank you.
Looks like we're going to have a big rainstorm.
Does it?
Sky's all dark.
What are you after, Ruby?
Ma'am?
Why this sudden interest in Lurleen?
It's not all that sudden. Lurleen's come into the coop a few times, and we've talked.
I like her.
So now you want to be her friend.
That's right.
The fact that she's inherited $500,000 has nothing to do with it.
No, of course not.
I find that hard to believe.
Why?
Just a feeling.
You don't like me, do you?
Can't say that I do.
Why not? What is there about me that you don't like, Miss Kate?
Mrs. Marshall.
I suppose Elena Decker's been talking to you about me.
No, she hasn't. But I'll make it a point to see that she does.
I'm very sorry that you feel this way, Mrs. Marshall. I really like Lurleen. I think she's a real sweet girl.
Lurleen is an innocent. She doesn't know about your kind of person.
My kind?
I don't think I have to tell you. You know, you're a great deal like my grandson, Justin. You're out to get money. A lot of it. And you don't care who you have to step on to get it.
You don't even know me.
I don't have to. And I want to tell you now, if you do anything to hurt that child, you'll have to answer to me.
What are you looking at? What are you grinning at me like a Cheshire cat for?
You like her, don't you?
What?
You heard me. You like Rena Decker, don't you?
Well, of course I like her. She does her job very well.
No, that's not what I meant, and you know it. You like her as a woman, don't you?
Oh, come on, Brett. This is a pointless conversation.
Yeah, but you're avoiding my question.
All right, then. Drop it.
Sure, whatever you say. But you do like her, I can tell.
Brett!
All right, let's switch to something safer. Why aren't you at the office?
Because I'm interviewing chauffeurs.
You're kidding.
No, why?
Dad, nobody in Houston has a chauffeur.
I do.
Why?
Well, because I can get a lot of work done in the car instead of fooling around with the traffic. I use one in Boston. No reason why I can't use one in Houston.
Yeah, but it's so pretentious.
Why don't you mind your own business?
All right, I guess they're all right for someone your age.
That's what I like about you, Brett. You have a wonderful way with words.
I'm coming.
Oh, that must be my first appointment.
Appointment?
Didn't my terribly organized father tell you he was interviewing chauffeurs today?
No, he didn't. Mr. Wheeler, you just got to let me know these things. Otherwise, how can I run a proper household?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vivian. It must have slipped my mind.
Well, how many people are you expecting?
Well, I don't know. 4 or 5, something like that.
5 people are going to be traipsing through my house when I got all this work to do?
Well, I didn't know it was going to be that big a problem.
Well, there's no sense in fussing about it now, but next time.
Well, I guess I'm ready.
What, do you want Rusty to help you?
Oh, no, Miss Kate, I think I can handle it. Now, I've written down Ruby's address and telephone number so you can have it.
Lurleen?
Please, Miss Kate, don't worry, I'll be fine. And besides, we'll be seeing each other. I'll be coming out here at least a couple of times a week, and maybe you can come in town to see me. You do understand why I'm doing this, don't you?
Yes.
I wish you could be as excited about it as I am. There's lots of opportunity in Houston. Ruby's going to help me find a job. There's a whole new world opening for me.
Well, that's what worries me.
I'll be okay, honest.
I hope so.
Well, I better be going. Here, let me help you with these. Miss Kate.
Yes, Lurleen?
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too, honey. You just don't know how much.
We're still on for dinner tonight, aren't we?
Well, as a matter of fact, TJ, I was going to ask you the very same question.
Well, I hope we are.
So do
Top of the World Club okay with you?
I. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, good. I've got a business appointment right after work. How about if I pick you up about 8?
Why don't I just meet you there? Wouldn't that be easier?
You know, I like the way you think.
I like the way you think, too. But I really better run. TJ, I need to talk to you a minute.
Sure, just let me walk Paige out.
Oh, there's no need to do that. I'll be fine, I promise. Listen, I'll call you. Okay. Soon, okay? We'll talk real soon. See you later.
Top of the World Club, 8 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So, how did it go with Wilson?
I want to know what you're doing with Paige.
Taking her to dinner.
That's not what I meant.
Ashley, are you asking me if my intentions are honorable?
It's not funny, TJ.
Ashley, Paige is a very pretty lady. I'm taking her to dinner. That's all there is to it.
I don't trust you.
Why not?
You know the answer to that.
Do I?
Look, I care about her. Not only is she my sister-in-law, she's my friend. And I don't want to see her hurt.
I'm not going to hurt her.
No, I know you're not. Because I want to keep a real close eye on you, buddy.
You're really uptight about this, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, relax. I'm just taking her to dinner.
Hi. Wasn't sure I'd make it here before the storm. Where's Lilene?
Oh, she left a little while ago.
And then she's decided to live with Ruby right after all.
Yes. Ruby picked her up.
Still bothering you, isn't it?
I don't like it a bit, Ginny. I don't trust Ruby.
Kate, Lurleen will be all right. She's got to learn how to take care of herself.
I know. But I still think it's a mistake.
Where are you going?
Oh, Rusty and I are going to take a load of feed over to the Bartons.
It's dark in a couple of hours.
Oh, well, I know, but they had a fire there this morning and destroyed most of their feed. I told them I'd bring over a load of hay until they could get to town.
Can I go too, Grandma? Rusty said I could if it was all right with you.
Well, you'll have to check with your mother.
Do you mean to tell me that you two are going to leave me here all alone?
It would only be for a couple of hours, Mom.
Did you do your homework?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Well, I don't see any reason why you can't go.
Oh, great. Come on, Grandma.
Oh, it's good to see him so happy.
Yes, it is.
Why don't you come go with us?
I'm expecting a call from Ryan. I think I'll stay here.
Oh, well, we'll be back shortly after dark.
You know, it's going to be a real gully washer, Kate. Be careful.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, bye-bye.
You planning on staying here all night?
Gosh, I didn't know it was this late. You getting ready to leave?
Yeah, I've got one business appointment after I leave the office, and then that's it for me for the night.
Except for your dinner with Paige.
Right. You had any word from Justin?
He's really having trouble getting investors.
Any luck?
Not so far.
Well, I've done everything I can. I haven't had any luck either. Justin better get a move on.
Well, TJ, you're telling me something I already know. I mean, I realize how much is at stake here.
There you are, TJ. I was looking for you.
What are you doing here, Rena?
Oh, aren't we touchy? I just came by to offer my condolences.
Mr. Wheeler, I'm glad you're back. I got chauffeurs
Well,
all
I'm
over.
sorry I'm so late, but I didn't know I had to go back to the office.
Hold up, because you're so wet.
Which is the first one that I
Aren't you going to change your clothes?
No. Which is the first one?
He is. He's been here the longest, but I got another guy in the sunroom.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Well, I got hung up at the office.
Mr.
Mr. Wheeler just came back in, so it won't be too much longer.
Oh.
Sit down.
No, it's okay. I'm in no rush.
I just hate to see you sitting there with all that wet stuff on and everything. Are you sure I can't get you a towel so you could dry off?
I think it's too late to do any good.
Ooh, would you like some more cookies?
I better not. I ate about a dozen.
Did you like them?
Oh, they were wonderful. It reminded me of cookies my mother used to bake.
Yeah, they're my mom's recipe.
Oh.
Are you scared of thunder?
No. I'm used to it. I've been through a lot of electrical storms. I grew up on a farm.
Oh, you grew up on a farm?
Sure did.
Oh, yeah? And that's something.
Why? Does that surprise you?
No. It's just that I grew up on a farm, and on days like today, I used to stand at the window and watch the lightning because I thought it was so beautiful. And when anyone ever told me that they were scared of thunder, I always thought that was real strange.
That's called brontophobia.
I beg your pardon?
Brontophobia. Fear of thunder.
That's a very fancy word. Do you know any more of those?
Yeah, a few.
I bet you didn't learn that on the farm.
No. At Dartmouth.
You're okay, John. I think Mr. Wheeler's going to like you very much.
I've never seen rain like that in my life.
Oh, it's really coming down.
Oh, honey, you better take this raincoat off. I don't want you catching a cold your very first night here.
Oh, this is a real nice place you got, Ruby.
Oh, thank you. I can't really take much credit for it. Billy Joe and Nita did most of the decorating.
Oh, they sure do a nice job.
Yeah, they're pretty good at stuff like that.
Where is Billy Joe?
He's probably over at KBIK. He should be back real soon.
You're sure he's not going to mind me staying with you?
Are you kidding? He is so happy about it, Lurleen. Oh, we're going to be one big happy family.
Where's the other bedroom?
Oh, there isn't one. But don't worry about it. Billy Joe said he'd sleep on the couch. You and me can share the bed.
Well, that sure is sweet of him.
Oh, my brother's a saint. I tell him that all the time.
I'm beginning to believe it. Ruby.
Yeah?
I hope Miss Kate didn't give you too bad a time.
I don't want you to give that a second thought.
It's just that she worries about me a lot. Maybe too much, but she means well.
I'm sure she does.
I just feel terrible if she said anything to upset you.
She didn't. Now, why don't you get out of all these wet clothes and go take yourself a nice hot bath?
Oh, maybe I will. I'm chilled through to the bone.
Well, there's some bubble bath on the side of the bathtub. Smells real pretty. Here, we can just stick all your stuff right here.
Okay. Ruby.
Yeah?
I want to thank you for being such a good friend.
Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. You're going to have a lot more to thank me for before this is over. Ryan, are you there? Oh, honey, I thought we got cut off. No, it's really storming. No, Kate and Steve aren't back from the Bartons yet. It's raining very hard. She's probably waiting for it to let up a little bit. Uh-huh. After I hang up, I'm going to go down to the stables and check the horses, make sure they're all right. Yes, honey, I'll be careful. Don't worry. Oh, Ryan, I love you, too. I miss you very much. I will. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye, sweetheart.
You jumped ship at the wrong time, TJ. You could have been sitting pretty at World Oil. Instead, you landed on the Titanic.
Marshall Oil hasn't run aground yet, Rena.
No, but it's only a matter of time before you sink.
Ah, cut the double talk. You're rotten, Rena. You know that?
I learned from the best, darling. Your husband taught me everything I know.
Out.
Wait.
Out.
Wait. I've got a proposition for you.
I'm not interested.
But you haven't heard it yet.
Well, I'm still not interested.
Oh, big mistake, Ashley. No one is ever going to offer you anything like this again.
She's not going to leave. All right, what is it?
World Oil is prepared to buy your production division, although I personally don't think it's worth very much.
Our production division's doing just fine. And our leases aren't for sale.
Well, I tried. Oh, by the way, Ashley, what does Justin plan to do with the Harper Ranch?
He's going to build a house on it.
Huh, with what, honey?
I thought I already told you. None of your business.
You know, I almost feel sorry for you, Ashley.
Don't bother.
When I get through with Justin, he's going to hit rock bottom and he's going to pull you right along with him.
Wait, you want to know something? What? I've been at rock bottom. I'll bounce back.
Not this time.
Don't count on it.
But I am. Don't get used to these offices, honey. You won't be staying long.
Oh, I could strangle that woman.
And there isn't a jury in the country that'd find you guilty. Come on, you want me to walk you to your car?
Yes. Not in the mood to work now anyway.
Wow, the rain's really coming down tonight, huh, Grandma?
Sure is. I haven't seen it like this for ages.
When's Rusty coming with the truck?
Well, look, the man at the filling station said he should have the car fixed in about an hour. Rusty should be here any minute. Well, I'm worried.
Why?
Well, if this rain keeps up, we may have trouble getting home, and your mother's there all alone. I'll bet she's worried half to death about us by now.
Now, I bet I know somebody who would just love some dessert.
Grandma, can I have some pie?
No, I don't think so, because we gotta get going.
Which way are y'all headed?
Toward Marshall Village.
Uh-oh. Well, you might as well let the kid have the pie. Radio just said that the roads out that way are closed because of flash floods.
For how long?
It didn't say.
Does this mean I can have the pie?
Go ahead and order. I'll call your mother and tell her we're going to be late.
Like these storms anymore than you do.
Oh, great. That's all I need. Ow.
Don't you like him?
Oh, Mr. Wheeler, maybe we ought to sit down and talk about this a little bit.
What's the matter with him?
He's practically blind.
Blind? What do you mean blind? How do you know?
Because when he took off his glasses, he could hardly make his way across the room. You don't want a blind person driving your car, do you?
Oh, I suppose not. What about the first one we interviewed? He seemed to have some pretty good credentials.
His shirt collar was frayed and his shoes weren't shined, and personal appearance is very important.
Well, what about the second from the last, Philip?
Oh, no, he's all wrong.
Why?
Because he kept cracking his knuckles, and I told him he shouldn't do that, but he kept cracking them all the same. He sounded like corn popping.
What, didn't you like any of them?
I liked John.
John?
I think you should hire him.
John. Oh, that's the bookish fellow, yeah.
No, he's not bookish, he's just smart.
How do you know?
Because I talked to him. I talked to all of them. See, Mr. Wheeler, you're going to be spending a lot of time with your chauffeur, so don't you want somebody with whom you can carry on an intelligent conversation?
Well, not particularly. I want somebody who's a reliable driver.
Well, I think he must be a very good driver, too.
Oh, come on, Vivian. The man is overqualified. He's got a bachelor's degree in English literature from Dartmouth.
You shouldn't hold that against him.
All right, we'll give him a chance.
Oh, you've made a very wise choice.
No, Vivian, you made a wise choice. I'll call him and tell him he can start tomorrow.
You don't have to do that, Mr. Wheeler, because I already told him he'll be here first thing in the morning.
Say, how would you like to be president of World Oil?
Now, what am I supposed to do?
Here, dry yourself off the bat.
Well, where's Lurleen?
She's taking a bath, and I want you to promise to be real sweet to her.
I'll be nice, but this whole scheme of yours is just plain crazy. I hope you know that.
Scheme.
Come on, Ruby, you know what I'm talking about. The only reason you're being nice to Lurleen is so you can get your hands on her money so you can buy the coupe.
Would you lower your voice, Billy Joe?
Why, you afraid she's gonna hear the truth?
It's not the truth, honey. I happen to like Lurleen a lot, and I feel real sorry for her.
Save that line for somebody else, Ruby. I know you too well.
Look, Billy Joe, I don't care if you believe me or not, but I'm telling you, she and I are going to become great friends. And if she decides she wants to go in with me on the coupe, that's her business.
And what if she doesn't?
I'll just have to get the money from somebody else.
Well, money like that doesn't exactly grow on trees, darling.
For some people it does.
Now who are you talking about?
People like Justin Marshall, Rena Decker.
Justin's already in hike up to his ears, and Rena Decker wouldn't even give you the time of the day.
She just doesn't understand me.
Maybe the problem is that she does understand you, Ruby. You ever think of that?
I think Rena's going to change her mind about me.
What kind of crazy scheme you hatching now?
I'm not hatching anything. I just think that pretty soon Rena Decker's going to understand me real well.
Why are you still here, Miss Rena?
What does it look like?
I'm waiting for the elevator. Yeah, they're real slow in this building. I think it's because the landlord's only interested in collecting rents.
I assume that cheap shot was directed at my mother?
She is the landlord, isn't she?
She owns the building, honey. She doesn't run the elevator.
You coming, Ashley?
I'm waiting on the next one. I am not getting on the elevator with that woman.
Ashley, I am late for an appointment already. Now, come on, it's only 40 floors. Come on.
I don't like this any more than you do.
What happened?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
We're stuck.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, no. I can't believe this. I am stuck on an elevator with this woman, of all people.
I see. Yes, well, thank you.
Talk to Mom?
No.
Well, why not?
The lines are all down to Marshall Village and the ranch.
How are we gonna let Mom know what's happening to us?
I don't know. I just hate the thought of her being out there all by herself like this.
Oh, Mom will be all right. She's like me. She likes storms.
Well, I just wish there was some way I could get through to her. It'd ease my mind.
Please, somebody answer.
Now that Lurlene's staying with us, her and me are going to be really good friends. And as far as Rena Decker is concerned, Rena and I are going to understand each other real good, real soon.
You be careful, Rena Decker. Now, you're smart. You're going to stay clear of her.
You think I can't handle her?
Not if she goes on the warpath, Ruby. She's mad enough about that double cross you pulled on her mother.
I didn't double cross Miss Spellman.
Well, I don't know what else you'd call it. She didn't know anything about my signing the contract with Justin Marshall when I signed up with her.
Billy Joe, that's all water under the bridge.
Yeah? And what if Rena finds out that you're the one who wrote that letter, huh? The one smearing her mother and ruining her father's political career? You'd be lucky you got Houston alive.
Lower your voice, Billy Joe. Lurleen is in the next room.
I can understand why you don't want her to overhear us.
I just don't want her to get the wrong idea.
You mean the right idea, don't you?
I told you, I can handle Rena Decker.
As long as you give her a wide berth, and that's my final word on the subject.
I'm not afraid of her.
Well, you better be.
You wouldn't say that if you were standing outside her hotel door with me last night.
What are you talking about?
Just my ace in the hole.
Just tell me what you mean, Ruby.
I just happened to overhear a conversation between Rena Decker and Justin Marshall.
Elevator stuck.
Lucky me, been stuck with her. We'll start moving any minute now. I sure hope so.
Here's the emergency belt. Here it is. All the electrical power's out.
Oh, great. I guess it's the storm. We have a power failure now. A very smart deduction, Ashley.
Oh, look at, I've got a dinner appointment I'm going to miss unless I get this thing moving.
We all have some place to be, TJ. I can't imagine anyone I'd hate being stuck with more than you two. Well, the feeling is mutual.
Yes, operator, I know the weather's bad. Well, I was told earlier that the line was down, but I thought maybe I could get through now. You mean all the lines in the area are down? Well, when do they think they might get them restored? I'm quite aware there's a storm. Yes, I just thought I'd ask. All right, thank you, operator. I'll call later.
Paige? Hello.
Ricky, hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Just fine, thank you.
You here all alone?
At the moment.
Yeah, you mind if I sit down?
I wish you would. I could use the company.
All right. Are you waiting for somebody?
I have a date.
Oh, you do, huh? Anybody I know?
I don't think so. TJ Canfield, who works for my brother.
No, I don't think I know him.
Would you like a drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I never drink before I go on. You know something, I was just thinking. I used to come into the Top of the World Club as a customer when you were working here. Yeah. Now I'm working here and you're the customer.
Life has a funny way of turning things around, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. I sure never thought I'd be singing here.
Where's Ruby?
Oh, she should be coming in later tonight.
She's still managing you.
Yeah, she's one of the best managers around.
That's the impression Justin has. He says she's on top of everything.
Boy, you can say that again.
Justin says she's on top of everything.
Don't you even want to know what it was that I overheard?
Not particularly, no.
Justin made a bet with Rena.
What kind of bet?
That he could put her out of business in 6 months. He said it was his production division against hers.
What were the stakes?
This is where it gets good. If he succeeds, she has to go to bed with him right there in that very hotel room where they were talking.
Are you sure you heard right?
Uh-huh. He's got 6 months.
And what if he loses?
Well, this is the part you're not going to like very much. If she sinks his production division, that means that Justin has to sell out Marshall Oil and leave Texas.
A guy has to be crazy to do a bet like that.
Don't forget who we're talking about, Billy Joe.
If Justin loses the bet, then our deal with him is through. I won't be spokesman of anything.
Your deal with him is going to be through in a couple of days if he doesn't hold on to that Ace High filling station chain.
If Rena Decker gets Ace High for World Oil, then my deal's sunk too.
Don't worry about Rena, Billy Joe. I'm going to take care of her now that I know about her little bet with Justin. She's going to be eaten right out of my hand.
You're making a mistake leading Bo on the way you are.
I've got my reasons.
Elena, you're playing a dangerous game. That man is a thug. I'm worried about what's going to happen to you.
I'm not stopping till I find out what he has.
Elena, why are you doing this?
Because I am not letting Ruby or Bo stay in this town any longer than I can help it.
You?
You are?
Uh-huh. I was wondering when you and me are going to get together.
Well, that's exactly why I'm calling. I was wondering if you'd like a little company tonight.
What do you mean you can't get a cab?
What's the matter?
Roy's got his car stuck in the mud. He said he can't get a cab in this weather.
We need him tonight at the coop, Billy Joe.
I know. Okay, Roy, she's right here. I'll tell her, all right? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
He can't make it.
Uh-uh.
Well, there's only one thing I can do. I'm going to have to go over there and straighten it all out myself.
Well, what do you think you're going to do?
I don't know, but I'll think of something. I always do, don't I? I'll see you later.
Oh, wait a minute, Ruby. Wait a minute.
What?
How long is Lurleen going to stay here?
I told you, till her and me find an apartment.
Well, how long is that going to take?
I don't know, probably a few days, maybe a week.
A week?
Billy Joe, then we'll be out of your hair for good, okay?
Well, I don't think I can last that long.
Well, What kind of attitude is that?
Ruby, this apartment's too small for 3 people.
Lower your voice.
It's too small.
Marlene happens to be a very nice girl, and I want you to be real sweet to her.
Yeah, well,
she's very sensitive, and she's my friend.
Yeah, well, she also just happens to have $500,000 to help you buy the coop.
That has nothing to do with our friendship,
Oh,
Billy.
come on, Ruby. This is your brother you're talking to. There's no way you're going to make me think there's any other reason.
Do you have a nice bath, honey?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Did I interrupt something?
No.
No, Ruby and I were just having one of our famous chats.
Are you going out in this weather? Yeah, I have to go down to the coop, straighten things out. Probably won't be very many people there, but there's going to be a few.
Well, you drive carefully.
I will. I'll see you later. Oh, you know, Billy Joe was just telling me that he can't wait to get to know you a little better, weren't you, Billy Joe?
Yeah.
See you later. I won't be long.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Well, Billy Joe, we ought to have a talk. You first.
Oh, there's Elliot Carrington.
The journalist?
Yeah, would you like to meet him?
Oh, I'd love to.
Elliot? Grant, how are you? Just fine. Elliot, I don't know that you know my daughter, Brett. Brett, this is Elliot Carrington.
I'm happy
Hi.
to meet you. Would you join us? Well, I'd love to for a minute. Well, Grant, I didn't know you had 2 beautiful daughters.
Oh, I've been twice blessed.
I knew Lacey when she worked at KVIK.
Oh? She's in Australia now. She's visiting my brother Mark.
So I've heard.
Yes, she's down there to talk him into coming back here to become president of World Oil. He's got an oil development division down there that's doing very well.
Well, he'd obviously be an asset to World Oil.
I need him.
Mr. Carrington, you spent time in the Far East, didn't you?
Elliot, please. And, yes, I covered the Far East. I spent quite a bit of time in Cambodia and Vietnam.
I read all the stories that you filed from there. They're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Seems a long time ago now.
Do you prefer working in television?
In some ways, it has an immediacy that I like.
Do you miss writing those longer newspaper stories? Because you did some marvelous think pieces.
Brett, we did not ask Elliot to sit down here so you could interview me.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm flattered. I like her curiosity.
Well, there's no end to her curiosity.
Well, Brett, maybe you should think about going into journalism. Curiosity is an asset.
Well, it is in geology, too. That's my field, Elliot.
Oh, I see. Well, we might end up with a candlelight dinner. The storm's pretty nasty.
Well, I understand it's going to get worse.
I love storms.
You do?
Oh, they're exciting. Us against the elements. I think the elements are winning.
Well, if you two will excuse me, I have to meet someone before the elements get me.
Nice meeting you.
It was my pleasure. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good night.
I cannot believe this.
You've already said that.
I can say it as many times as I want to. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this of all the bad luck.
Ashley, it's not bad luck. It's just your past catching up with you. Just the way it caught up with your husband.
Lay off Justin, Marina.
I'd be more than happy to lay off of your dear husband now that he's hit rock bottom.
Well,
He has
ladies.
not hit rock bottom.
Honey, that's what you think.
He hit rock bottom when he was going with you.
Oh, Ashley.
Now I know why I'm here. I'm a referee, right?
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to hit her. I wouldn't lower myself.
You couldn't lower yourself. Where would you go?
Look, give me a hand, would you? If I can get a foot up here, maybe I can get into that trap door and we can crawl out of here.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Ashley. Give me a hand.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Now look what you've done.
Well, killed that idea, didn't it?
If I don't get out of here pretty soon, I'm going to go bonkers.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm going to scream for help.
Yeah, you do.
Hello!
Louder.
Anybody there?
Louder.
Hello! Anybody there? We're stuck in the elevator! Come on, everybody try. If we all do it, maybe we'll get some help. 1, 2, 3.
Help!
We need some help! We're stuck in the elevator! Come on!
Forget it! Forget it!
The whole wing is empty. It's vacant. Nobody's here. Can't hear us.
The storm has really done a number on this place, hasn't it?
Either that or Rena's mama forgot to pay the electric bill.
You're the one who's going to have trouble paying your bills, sweetie.
That's
In fact, I don't know why my mother has riffraff as tenants in her building. I think I'll talk to her about having you evicted. 7-year lease. Why so long, sweetheart?
Marshall Oil is going to fold before that lease is up.
Ding, ding, ding. End of round one, ladies. Okay, let's go to our respective corners.
Stop.
It's all your fault, you know.
My fault?
Yes, if you hadn't deserted us for Marshall Oil, none of us would be here right now.
Really, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh! Oh, please!
Anybody there?
Stop it! It's not helping any! Head. Hello! Is anybody there? We're stuck in the elevator! We're stuck in the elevator! Come on, Bobby, help me out.
I'm no bartender, and I'm not going to cook to be one.
There's nothing to it. All you know how to mix a drink.
So what? Where's Roy?
I told you, his car is stuck in the mud.
Yeah, tell him to go get a cab.
No cabs in this weather.
Well, that's too bad. Then why don't you go pick him up yourself?
I can't do that, Bo. It's pouring rain out and he lives clear on the other side of town. Won't you just do this for me?
Mm-mm. I got other plans tonight. Besides, you're wasting your time keeping the coop open.
What are you talking about? People are going to come out tonight.
Maybe, but they're going to turn right around and go home when they find out that there's no entertainment except the band.
What?
See, I got a date with your star singer tonight.
Elena?
You got it, Pumpkin.
Well, why don't you see her at the coop? I mean, you'll have plenty of time to talk. It really won't be that crowded.
No thanks.
Why not?
Because Elena's coming here.
She actually agreed to come here? You gotta be kidding.
Now, why would I kid you, Pumpkin?
I can't believe she said she'd come here to see you.
Ooh, what's the matter? You're jealous that your husband's getting a visit from a pretty lady?
Stop it, Bo.
Yes, I do believe you are jealous.
Of Elena? Don't flatter yourself. Look, the only reason she's hanging around with you is to find out what you got on me.
Oh, really? Well, that's not very flattering to me now, is it?
It's the truth.
Well, if it is, I'll find out about it soon enough.
You're playing with fire.
If what you say is true, little Elena's the one who's playing with fire. And she's going to get burned.
I'm real sorry about using up all your shampoo, Billy Joe.
That's okay.
See, I thought there was a lot more of
I said it was okay, Lurleen. I'll, wash my hair tomorrow.
I'm also sorry about the hot water.
Yeah, Ruby should have warned you about that. It kicks off sometimes.
You'd think in a big apartment complex like this, there'd be plenty of hot water.
Forget it, Lurleen. I said forget it. I read an article somewhere where cold water's better for your skin.
Is that right? I'll have to remember that. Why didn't you sit down and relax, Billy Joe, and I'll fix you something to eat?
No, I'm not hungry, thanks.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh, I hope you're not catching a cold.
I'll be all right.
You know, you should have gotten out of your wet clothes a lot faster. But you couldn't, could you? Because I was in the bathtub when you came in.
Look, I said I'll be all right. I guess what I do need to do is just to relax a little bit here. Maybe a glass of more milk and honey will help.
Oh, you know, that's a very good idea. Because Miss Kate always... Oh, no.
What's wrong?
I just drank the last of the milk. I'm sorry.
I think I need a hot toddy. But listen, you haven't drank up all my booze, too.
I didn't, Billy Joe. But I think I'd like to have something now.
Yes, operator. Will you please connect me to the state police? Thank you. Oh, I hope Ginny's going to be all right out there by herself. Oh, hello, Horace. Yeah, this is Kate Marshall. Yeah. Can you tell me how the roads are out toward Marshall Village? Will they be open by tonight? They won't. Oh. Well, I guess I'll just have to wait until tomorrow. Thank you, Horace. Bye. Operator, can you tell me if the line is still down to Marshall Village? It won't be repaired until tomorrow. Well, thank you. Jenny can look after herself.
Go away. Please go away! What am I going to do?
Would you join us? I'd love to. How about this storm, huh?
Yeah.
Stanley, Ricky, I didn't have an opportunity to express my admiration for what you did at the ranch the other day.
Oh, my pleasure. I always like to help a damsel in distress.
Damsels, you should say.
The more the better. I went out there because I heard that Bubba had escaped, so I had no idea what I was getting into.
I can imagine.
How's Lurleen, by the way? Is she doing all right?
I spoke to her. She's doing fine.
I'm glad to hear that.
Ricky, I understand that you were once a deputy sheriff.
That's right.
Well, you must have felt like you're being pressed back into service.
Yeah, I did a bit.
Do you miss that kind of excitement now that you're an entertainer?
No, not really. I think I'd rather sing than play detective.
Oh, that's too bad, Ricky.
Why? You don't like my singing?
What I mean was, you did such a good job dealing with the situation out at the ranch. Thought we would make a good detective team.
You and me, a detective team?
Sure. Sort of like Nick and Nora Charles.
The Thin Man. Not a chance. Look at me.
You're right.
Besides, he has a brighter future as an entertainer.
Well, he could be a singing private eye. That would be different.
Oh, no. I leave the private eye work to the professionals. Anyway, I like what I'm doing. I have a fine career, and it looks like I may get my own show on KVIK.
Oh, really? That's great.
Have you ever thought of doing anything else?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I really do like what I'm doing. How about you? Have you ever considered another profession?
I don't see why I should. I like being a geologist.
Pardon me, Mr. Wheeler. There's a telephone call for you.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me.
Well, alone together.
Yeah, funny how it seems to work out that way.
It does, doesn't it? Paige.
Oh. Hello, Elliot.
I'm surprised to see you here.
You are?
Yes. You look lovely.
Thank you.
Having dinner with one of your designers?
No, I'm meeting a friend here. TJ Canfield.
Help! Help!
Rena, why don't you...
Help! Is anybody out there?
Hush, we've already tried that. There's nobody here.
I just thought I'd try another time, if that's all right with you, Mrs. Marshall.
Look, why don't you try to give me a leg up here again? You know, maybe if I can get hold of that trap door, we can crawl out of here. Come on.
TJ.
What?
Take off your shoes.
I hope you know that I'm missing a dinner because of being stuck in this elevator.
Oh, a heavy date, huh, TJ?
Well, I'll never know, will I?
Maybe she's still waiting for you.
I doubt it.
Poor boy. Oh, who are you going to see?
Paige?
Paige. Oh, now that's very interesting.
Come on. Brace me up here, would you?
What are you going to do? Have dinner with her?
I was.
You did have to mention dinner, didn't you, Rena?
Oh, what's wrong, baby? You hungry?
No, I can't get this.
Yeah, I am. Aren't you?
Well, you could afford to miss a meal.
I just remembered something. I forgot it.
You're not going to stand there and eat that thing in front of your comrades in disaster, are you?
No. I'm going to save it for later. I may need it.
Yeah, after TJ and I starved to death.
Maybe the only satisfaction I get out of this whole deal.
Look, why don't you two are such a barrel of fun? You know, let's just try to get together and calm down a little bit. We may be here for a while.
How long?
Oh, who knows? Hours, days, weeks.
Well, that's a cheerful thought. Rena, we're going to have to pay rent to your mama while we're in your elevator?
Come on, let's try to cheer up a little bit. Oh, the yellow roses. Texas is the only one I know. Well, at least you two agree on something, huh? Actually, I'll give you $5 for a bite of that candy bar. 10?
On Days of Our Lives, has the Strangler finally caught up with Marlena?
You've got to help me, Dr. Evans. You've got to make me stop doing it.
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm sorry, Dr. Evans. Very sorry.
Days of Our Lives, weekdays.
Did you have much trouble getting here tonight?
Oh, did I? My flight's gone twice on the way over here. I didn't really think I was going to make it here.
Well, I'm glad you did, for both our sakes. This is not exactly the kind of night that one would like to spend alone.
No. Thank you.
Hey, it's a real pretty dress you're wearing.
Thanks.
Of course, then you always do look good. You really do know how to dress, Elena.
Well, this is a real nice place you have here, Bo.
Well, for a motel room, I guess it's not bad.
Well, it must be real convenient to have maid service.
Actually, that's the best part of the whole thing. Say, Elena, how come I never see you around the coop much during the day?
Well, I'm busy, Bo. You know, I've got a lot of things to do.
Oh, like visiting your friend Joe? I read in the paper that he got sentenced to a year.
I'd rather not talk about Joe.
Okay, no problem, hon. Plenty of other things we can talk about. Like you and me, for instance.
Well, let's talk about you. I don't really know very much about you, you know.
Does that mean you'd like to get to know me better?
Well, yes. I bet you've had a real interest in life.
Well, it's had its moments.
Well, tell me, about Nashville. What kind of work did you do down there?
I was a performer. I thought you knew that.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Well, what kind of clubs did you sing at?
Well, I don't know, small clubs, cafes, places like that. I wasn't getting very far, so I thought I'd come here to Houston and try my luck.
Was Ruby your manager?
Hey, Elena. I'll make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
I won't ask you questions about Joe, and you won't ask me questions about Ruby.
Okay.
Good. So, I'm going to come on over here to the bed and sit down and make ourselves comfortable.
No, I'd rather finish my drink first. I still have a chill from being out in that rain.
Well, you can warm up sitting down now, can't you?
No, it's better to move around, you know, it gets the blood circulating.
Oh, well, if you got a chill, I know the best thing for that. Here, now, you just relax.
What are you doing?
Doesn't feel like I'm doing it. You won't play games, huh? Okay. I got a game or two of my own that we can play. Who's T.J. Canfield?
A lawyer. Works for my brother.
Then he's a new friend.
Yes. Or at least I thought he was.
What's the problem?
Oh, it appears I've been stood up. I mean, he hasn't shown up, and the clock is still ticking away.
Well, there is a storm.
I know that's why I haven't given up on him, but I think I'm just about to.
May I join you while you wait?
No, I better be leaving.
Edge, I want to apologize for, lecturing you the other day. I've no business telling you how to lead your life.
Well, you have to understand, Elliot, that Justin is my brother. And when people criticize him, I get a little sensitive.
I understand. But I said what I said out of concern for you.
I don't think we should really go into it anymore.
All right.
And, it's getting very late, so I think I better go.
May I give you a lift?
No, thank you. I've got my car. Well, bye.
Paige.
I don't understand you, Elliot. I really don't.
I'm sorry I farted you. I thought you were going to attack me in the barn. I didn't realize you were hurt. Oh, don't die. Please don't die. The phones aren't working and I can't get help to you tonight. You have to hang on.
Forgive me for being so long. It seems like this happens to me every time I want to enjoy myself.
Important call?
No, nothing that anybody couldn't handle. That's my cue.
Oh, you have to go on now?
Yes, I do. Thank you for inviting me to join you. I really enjoyed it, and maybe I'll see you all later, huh?
Sure. Good. Well, did you have a nice little chat? What's the matter? Don't you like it?
It's all right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing tonight? Everything all right? It's raining out there. You hear that? Boy. Well, I am going to dedicate the first song of my set this evening to rainy nights and whatever that means. I guess it helps bring people together, and that's what this song is all about. Do me wrong. Do me right. Tell me lies and hold me tight. Save your goodbyes for the morning light. But don't let me be lonely tonight. Say goodbye and say hello. Sure enough, good to see you. Now it's time to go. Don't say yes, but please don't say no. I don't want to be lonely tonight. Go away and damn you. Go on and do as you please. You ain't gonna see me getting down on my knees. I'm undecided and your heart's been divided. You've been turning my world upside down. Say goodbye and say hello. Sure enough, good to see you. Now it's time to go. Don't say yes, but please don't say no. I don't want to be lonely tonight. Please don't let me be lonely tonight. No, I don't want to be lonely tonight.
Well, I'm ready for another drink. How about you?
But I haven't finished this one yet.
Well, come on, let's get going then here.
Fast enough?
Terrific.
You know, I'm really sorry about your milk, Billy Joe.
Forget it.
Okay. Oh. I really feel like I'm putting you out.
What are you talking about, Lurleen? I don't mind fixing the drinks. I'll tell you what, though. If you feel bad about it, you can make the next round.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant about moving in here. See, when Ruby asked me to stay with y'all, I had no idea this place was this small.
I know. My sister gets carried away sometimes.
She's so generous and thoughtful.
You really like her, don't you?
Very much. She's been really good to me.
Yeah?
She could be good to everybody.
I think in her own way she is.
You know, she came all the way out to the ranch on the day of my granddaddy's funeral to pay her respects.
Yeah, I know.
She didn't even know him. And she had only gotten to know me from the few times I'd been to the coop.
Yeah, well, Ruby's a real friendly type.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, well, you're not so bad yourself, Lurleen.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, I mean it. Even if you did drink up all my shampoo and use up all my milk.
I feel really terrible about that.
I was just kidding, darling.
Thank you.
I hope everything goes real well for you here in Houston.
You know, Ruby says she's going to help me find a job.
She says she will, and she will.
I feel so excited. You know, just last week, everything seemed so hopeless. And now I feel like I have this whole wonderful life ahead of me.
Well, here's to your whole wonderful life ahead of you.
I really better be going now.
You just got here.
It was a mistake, me coming here.
And it was real dangerous, Elena. Lead a man on the way you have.
I didn't mean to lead you on, Bo.
Well, I don't know what else you'd call it. I mean, coming to my motel room?
I didn't realize what I was doing.
You're not that innocent. Don't pull that on me.
I'm not trying to pull anything on you. Look, this whole thing has been a mistake, and I'm sorry.
You keep saying that. You know, I could pretty well do anything I wanted to you with you right now, and nobody'd blame me. You do know that.
I want to go now, Bo. Did you hear me? I'd like to go.
Well, I heard you. But I don't know what your hurry is.
They're going to be expecting me at the coop.
No, they're not. You called them. And you told them that you wouldn't be in tonight, remember?
No, Bo.
Oh, you're playing games, Bronco?
Please stop it.
You're playing hard to get.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, and I don't mind that just as long as I get what I want in the end.
Let me go.
No chance.
You know, if you hurt me, you're going to have my brother Ricky to answer to.
Well, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to be real gentle with you.
No!
Now, come on. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, Pumpkin. Now I'm going to have to teach you a... Oh!
It's 2 a.m.
You woke me up to tell me that?
It's 2 a.m. For heaven's sakes, Rena. If there was a competition for Mouth of the South, you'd win it hands down.
Don't get started again.
Well, then you tell her to shut up. You're the one that ought to shut up. TJ and I were sleeping until you woke us up with your big mouth.
Look, why don't you two just call a truce for the duration?
Why?
Well, no, something good may come out of all this.
Like what?
You know, I heard once that when people are thrown into circumstances like this, sometimes they come out of it as friends for life.
Bad chance.
I said sometimes, Rena, not always.
I guess you two are pretty upset that I'm here. What is that supposed to mean? Ooh, did I hit a nerve, honey? Let me tell you something, heifer. I'm gonna hit more than a nerve if you don't keep your big fat mouth shut. Temper.
How is a man supposed to get any sleep with you two yelling at each other? Now, we're here for the night. Let's try to get along.
That doesn't mean I have to like it. You? Let me tell you, I don't like it either. And I'll tell you something else. I am sick of you. Let me tell you something. You better stay away.